What's up, guys? It's the Carp here, back again with another video, and today I have for you guys my Premier League predictions for the upcoming season. I've done the first 10 places, and that's as far as I'm going to go in this video. So, I'm going to do this is I've just got them written down here, and we're starting off with some players to watch. Now, I've written these in here because these players here, if they have amazing seasons, could have a huge impact on the Premier League. So Morata, Lukaku, Lacazette, Rooney, Sandro Ramirez, and Pogba. So the Man United guys, Lukaku and Pogba. Lukaku, a new signing. Pogba, their record-breaking transfer at the time. If Pogba has like a true breakout season, if he's not really on the level as like your Ronaldos, your Messis, your Neymars, if he reaches that level this season, which obviously he has the potential to do, then Man United are definitely winning the league. But it's not really guaranteed to happen. Lukaku, if he has a 30-goal season in the league, it's going to be really helpful. Same for Morata, Lacazette. With them, they could lead their team a couple places forward with some goals. Then I've got Rooney and Sandro Ramirez, both Everton signings. Rooney obviously returning to Everton. Always interesting to see players returning to their former clubs, so that one should be interesting to watch. And then Sandro Ramirez is actually a really good player. I think Everton have done some good business bringing him in. He could score some goals. So let's get into the first few positions. So we got Crystal Palace in 10th, West Ham in 9th, Southampton in 8th. I'll go for those first. Crystal Palace, pretty decent team. Haven't really done that much business. Probably going to finish mid-table. I think 10th is where they're going to finish in that mid-table race. And then West Ham, this one could be surprising to a couple people because they did have a very poor season last season, but they brought in some really good players. They got Hart in goal, Zabaleta at right back. They brought in Chicharito, Arnautovic. They made some really good signings. Obviously, those players are pretty old, but they could have a huge impact this season, and that's what matters. I think West Ham are going to do pretty well. And then we've got Southampton up above them. Southampton always do pretty solid, and I think they're going to have a pretty good season this year. They haven't really, again, done that much business, so I think they're going to be in a strong position because a lot of the teams below them haven't really gotten any better or have gotten worse. So I think Southampton are going to finish 8th, and then Everton have done some really good business. Rooney and Sandro Ramirez, 2 of those signings. I think they're going to get 7th place. They're not really going to push for that Europa League spot. Or even a Champions League spot. Definitely not going to be pushing for that this season, but they definitely could finish 7th or 8th pretty easily. Then we move on to Arsenal, and we'll go ahead and go into the top 6 because these guys are all, these are the big 6 teams this season to look out for. Arsenal, I've got in 6th, missing out on Champions League for the second year in a row. They don't have to worry about Champions League this year, which normally is, a huge benefit for teams, like we saw with Chelsea last season, but they do have the Europa League, and the Europa League is very taxing as well on players. So I think Arsenal are going to have a really tough time this season, especially because their only major signing has been Lacazette, who's a really risky transfer. I mean, he could turn out really well. He could, he could flop. If he does flop, they're definitely not finishing in that top 4, 100%. And then Sanchez, all the controversy around him. If he leaves, they're screwed, like so hard. If he doesn't leave, he's still going to be, he could be a little unhappy there. So I think 6th is where Arsenal's going to finish. Liverpool in 5th up next. Liverpool, again, haven't done too much business this season, but they have brought in Mohamed Salah from Rome, I think it was where he was at. Pretty decent player, not really going to change, he's no, he's no massive signing, but he is, a good player to add to the squad, and I think that pushes Liverpool just above Arsenal. I think they were probably going to be better than Arsenal anyways this season. They were doing really well towards the end of last season, and just in certain parts of the season in general, Liverpool were a fantastic attacking team. So if they can just play a little bit better defensively this season, they could easily push for top 4. 5th is where I think they're going to finish, and then next we have Tottenham. This one could be a little surprising. They obviously finished, not too far off of Chelsea. I mean, they were, I think, 10 points off of Chelsea last season, but Chelsea were, a force to be reckoned with last season. So that's not too bad from Tottenham last season. This season, they haven't really built their squad that much, haven't really been linked with too many players, and I think that is going to set them behind the 3 teams above them, and that's why they're going to finish there. Chelsea being one of those teams, again, they have sold so many players, and not brought in a plethora of players this season, but they brought in Bakayoko once he's fit again because he's injured right now. He's going to be a fantastic player for him, but they have lost Matic, and they've lost a lot of backup players this season, and haven't really replaced every backup player that they've lost. So I really think they're going to struggle with squad depth this season, especially considering they're dealing with the Cup, the League, and this season the Champions League. And because of that, I think they're going to finish third because mostly of their squad depth. And next, we have the two Manchester clubs, and Manchester United, I think, are going to narrowly miss out on the league. They brought in Lukaku, which is a huge signing, but I don't think he's going to lead them to a league title. But again, if Pogba plays amazingly well this season, it could happen. But if Lukaku plays amazingly well, it could happen too. I mean, if he scores, again, like I said earlier, if he scores 30 league goals, they're going to be in with a shot. But I can't see past Man City this season. A lot of people were saying the same thing last season, but this season Pep Guardiola's really just spent so much money to strengthen that squad. And, I mean, they brought in Mendy at left back, Walker, and Danilo at right back. You know, Danilo is going to be a second-choice right back, and he's a phenomenal player. They've brought in, you know, just so much talent. Like, their defense is going to be solid this year. I don't see anyone other than them winning the league, so I'd put them up there. And again, if Aguero, same as all the other top strikers, if Aguero has a good season, it's going to really help their chances. If Gabriel Jesus could be another player to watch. Obviously, he's like one of their future players. If he has a good season, nice breakout season, could be big for Man City. But I think their goals are going to be scored, you know, throughout the team. I think there's going to be a good spread of goal scorers this season, and really they've just got so much squad depth. They're going to do well in the Champions League, I reckon, and they're probably going to win the league. That's where I'm predicting them to finish, and that is my league prediction. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a comment on your what you think of it in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.